Welcome to 90 Day Fiance.
Two-way.
We play. We're two
Just the
down
two of
or one
us.
down. Just the two of us or one down.
I mean, he'll
But
be
that's
back.
okay. Yeah.
He'll be back. I mean, not permanently, just for now.
Yes. Well, let's get right into it.
Yes. We're happy to be back. We've happy holidays, everyone. Happy
Mm-hmm.
Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's, whatever it
Kwanzaa,
is, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you
everything.
celebrate.
Yes.
We were gone for a while. We had a lot of family things come up.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, a lot of sick kids. And not just kids, myself too. So we were down for the count. Sorry,
But we're,
guys.
but we're back and we are gonna be consistent. So don't worry. We'll be here.
That that is our New Year's resolution.
We're here for you guys to supply the 90-day commentary you need.
That's right. Mostly for ourselves. Come on, let's just be real. We're here for ourselves. But I mean, if you care about us, thank you. If you care about us.
We love you. We love our fans. All of you.
That's so funny. We're so popular now. We might as well just call everybody fans. I like that.
Hey, legit, we've had tens of thousands of downloads. Legit.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Will. I feel better.
Yeah.
Feel better about it.
Okay.
All right, let's get down to it. Let's get down to my favorite storyline of all this final few episodes.
Mm.
And that is Kim and Usman.
Mm-hmm.
Dear God, it was television gold. It couldn't get any better. How could it get any better than them? So like the last few episodes, Kim and Usman are gonna try to adopt. And of course they didn't tell the brother anything and they were shocked. But then they decide, you know what, maybe we should consider it. And Kim asks if they can take the son out to like a theme park. So we see them in one episode, like they're going out together at a theme park, and she's like super trying to sweet talk the kid. She's all like, come on, I brought you a toy, and bribe him. Come on, let's get on this ride. And she's like getting on the carousel with him. It was, I don't know, it's pretty funny to see that her trying really hard to win the love.
It seems kind of forced and awkward.
It was, yes, it was very forced and awkward. And she's like, because I want them to know that I'm going to take care of them, that I'm going to be a good mom, that I can do this. And I was like, oh God.
No, Kim.
But as we all know, they end up not working out, Kim and his mom, because they have the same old argument, and that it's who's sacrificing the most. You know how they have this argument back and forth all the time, like in other episodes, like, he's all like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm giving up the most. Like, you can't even have any kids, and I'm willing to not have a second wife because, and adopt. And she's all like, no, I'm the one sacrificing. I'm the one. So they had that big argument. And it seems that throughout this season, do you feel like Usman is more like careless with Kim, like not as respectful? Like he's willing to say like, okay, then leave. Okay, I don't need you, or that's fine. If you're not happy, then go back to the US. Like he was never like that in the other seasons. And this season, he's just.
I think so. I think he's tired of the same old argument. I think at the beginning of the tell-all, he talked about his relationship and he's like, it's not working. And it's like, I'm not happy. So I think like that's reflected. That was his realization after reflecting on all the times they have that same argument. I mean, they're both sacrificing, but I feel like whenever Usman had like an attitude or just like was kind of took her for granted, she would bring it up in a nice way, but then Usman would always just be like, oh, like I'm sacrificing so much, and then it would make her feel really bad about herself because she's like older and he's like throwing it stuff in her face that she can't do. And then they would have this whole argument, and Kim, she would do that whole like, nobody's going to tell me this and that. No man is going to do this and that. And then they had the argument. I think they just had it one too many times. And
Mm.
I think it's for the best that they actually broke up. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I think so too. But man, I kind of really like them on TV together. I just like these scenarios that would pop up. One is a second wife. Come on, we met like a whole other lady. Like he was going, we met a whole other lady that was going to be the second wife. Like the other
Mm.
one was that she's trying to like win the approval of his mom, so she buys a goat or a cow. What was
uh,
that? Like I don't know. These scenarios are crazy, and I love
Adopting a
watching it.
child.
The next one was adopting the child. Then he was
Mm.
gonna meet Jamal. So Jamal came and
Yeah.
he met Usman, and they were cordial, but at some points Jamal's like, but I'm gonna protect my mother. And I see that you're always leaving these key factors out. Like you didn't even tell your brother that we wanted, that you're
He wanted
thinking
to
about
adopt a
adopting.
kid.
Yes. These key things you were leaving out. So and which is true. And then at the end, he would kind of make Kim seem crazy when she would get upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he left it out because he knew that eventually she would accept. Okay, so during that whole trying to adopt and meeting the brother, Kim asked, like, would you want me to convert in to be a Muslim? And they're like, yes, yes, because we want the child to be raised in our tradition, in our culture, in our religion. And then she's like, well, no, 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 no. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to convert to be a Muslim. I'll take care of your child and I'll do this, but I'm not going to do that. And, Usman sat back. And I think it's because he knew that he could probably talk her into converting and being a Muslim. She
Mm-hmm.
always says no, no this, no that. But after a
And she does it.
while,
Yeah. She does it, and then she does it and gives gifts.
she puts up this fight and right, and then turns around and just
Does it
the total opposite.
because she just says, "Oh, because I love him." That's what she
Hmm.
always says. Because I love him.
Man, but I felt her pain during that breakup scene when he was just okay, then leave, go back to America. Like, oh, you know what? I don't need you. I don't need you. He's all saying. She's just,
Mm-hmm.
and then she started crying like that breakup pain, like, oh man, but this part is real. All that
Yeah.
other stuff, it was funny, but this one's sad. This is really sad.
Uh, but I think she has to go through that. She has to feel that in order to like really make it in her mind because almost nothing stopped her before, right?
I mean, this is still not stopping her because at the tell all she says, yes, we're done, but I'd be willing to be friends with benefits.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, what? What do you mean he's all the way in Nigeria?
Mm-hmm.
I can be friends. And I bet you, oh, this is another thing when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is also a key of the matter. I don't know if you know this, but sex is not just important for the man. And in Kim's situation, she also really wanted it. So in the middle of their argument, she's all like, well, you know what? They were like arguing about who's sacrificing more. And then she's like, well, you know what? You don't even have sex with me anymore. And I was like, oh, there it is. That's why she's really upset. There it is.
She
That's
wasn't getting
the
her vitamin D. She's
She wasn't
deficient.
getting it.
She's deficient in vitamin
That's
D.
all
It
that
made her crazy.
stress. Yes, all that tension that she had and stress from putting up with Usman and all this adoption and this and that. She couldn't, let it go through physical movements. And, it built up.
Mm.
And she was sacrificing the lack of the D.
Yeah. And that totally ended it for her. That was the last straw.
Were you surprised to hear that they were done?
I was a little bit surprised, but I feel like I myself was done. Like I couldn't watch them do the same argument again. You know what I mean? They had the
Yeah.
argument like I don't know, almost every episode. And so like I was done with seeing the argument.
Yeah.
So
It's such an interesting argument Don't you think? Like, why are they having that argument?
Because I think when Kim would make demands, Usman would always hit her back with, I'm sacrificing so much. And then Kim would oh, I think maybe that was just like something they always brought up. Like we're both each how much they're sacrificing as a way to like get the other to do what they want.
Mm,
Or when they were exhibiting bad behavior or behaviors that they didn't approve of, they would say, you should do this because of what I'm doing. And they just got caught in a circle of that. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, yeah. And
Because I mean, like,
especially, mm,
go ahead.
no, 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 you.
I was gonna say, like, bringing up like how much you sacrifice is like continuously in a relationship is like it's not good. You know what I mean?
Right. The tit for tat.
Yeah, the tit for tat.
It'll be
It's
never
not good.
ending, especially in a long relationship. Just never
Yeah.
ending tit for tat.
I did this, you did that, keeping
Right.
score, right?
Keeping score. That's the thing.
Mm,
But I could see it hurting more for Kim because she knows that she's older and that he's like a rap, a rap star over there, and he probably has a lot of options. So when he kind of brings up even those thoughts that kind of everybody is thinking, the elephant in the room, like, okay, why are you with this older lady, this and that, and
mm,
so he kind of brings that up, like, I'm sacrificing a lot. And then so when she comes back, she's like, well, I'm not a pity case. Like, I don't want to be your pity case.
yeah.
I was like, oh man, yeah, that's gonna hurt a lot to feel that way.
Hmm.
And it seems like he was bringing it up more and more and more and more.
That's true. Yeah, I think he did bring it up more and more. He should just go and marry the other lady. She's pretty.
Yeah. By the end of it, by that last episode, it seemed like he didn't care at all. Okay, should we just stay with Usman and how he was going crazy with Angela?
Sure.
What do you think about that?
I mean, this is right out the gate, and it seems weird because they both don't really have anything to do with each other's relationship, or maybe because Angela thinks Usman is a bad reflection on Nigerian culture, or she thinks that he's really a scammer, and that
Mm,
reflects poorly on her and Michael, and so that's why she attacked him. But it's still weird because she came out right out the gate with that, and it was just like they're not even involved in each other's relationship, and she has no problem with Kim. So I'm like, why? Angela was just like ready to fight though. I mean, I gotta say, Angela's terrible, and I hate watching her um, like be abusive to Michael on the regular, but I feel like she is giving us like what we came for. She's giving us a show.
really? Do you
She's
like her
giving us a
show?
show.
Did you like it?
I mean, it was entertaining because I mean, it was like when she's always the one that storms off. It's always her being the dramatic, even in the last tell all.
Mm-hmm.
So she makes it like she makes the energy like super tension filled. I feel
That's
like.
true. That's true. Because I was wondering, I was like, is she about to hit Yara? Oh shoot. And Yara's like, sit
Mm.
down, Angela. Just calm down. She's like, don't you tell me to sit down. She got up in Yara's face. I was like, oh, I'm curious. What's gonna happen here?
Oh, I feel like I don't know if she might actually hit somebody,
Yes.
but the consequences would be drastic for that.
Okay. So you feel like, yeah, yeah. Maybe Angela's like, you know what? I know the moneymaker here, and I'm not gonna go that far. Like,
Yeah,
I'll
they
bring
would
the
kick her. I feel
drama,
like
but I'm not gonna go that
they
far.
would kick her off. I feel like if
Right.
she actually hit Yara.
And so we saw, like other episodes that Angela met the goofballs, when she was back there in Nigeria. The goofballs basically just dissed her terribly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you're a terror, Angela. You're the worst thing. And then she just went crazy. And, Michael tried to defend her and then they left.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Man, Angela, she's fight. She's willing to fight with everybody. That's all like a lot of
She
fighting. I'd be so
she is.
stressed. I'd be
She threatened
tired.
like when they showed her in the beginning when she was threatening Michael. It's like I don't know. It's like so traumatizingly scary. Like if she was saying that to me, like I would be scared, genuinely. The way that she says it.
Wait, which one? When she was breaking down his car?
No, like on the phone in the beginning of the
Oh,
tell-all
okay.
episode, like she was
Hmm.
just talking to him on the phone. It's like, oh my God, like this is like, I don't know, like threatening him with death. It's
Yes.
like terrible. I don't know. It's just like it's so jarring, even just to see like
Right.
how aggressive it is.
Oh, you know what was funny about the other episode when Angela asked the goofball, she's like, "Well, how did you guys even know I was here? That means that Michael has been talking to you when I told him not to. How did you guys know I was here?" And then he was like, "Well, what do you mean? Of course, everybody knew about this white lady breaking a car and and yelling in the middle of the street.
Everybody knows
It went
about
to
you.
everybody. Yes, it got to everybody. Who's a one white lady breaking Michael's car? It's you." But yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was prepared for Angela. Even yeah, who was the one who said like don't pay attention to Angela?
Was it Ed? It was like,
Ed, yeah, Big Ed. Big Ed was like, everybody don't give Angela the attention that she needs.
yeah. Um, but it's hard not to pay attention to her with she's so volatile and toxic. It's like you want to actually say it's like yeah, she's just trying to say, "God, just calm down. Let's get through this. We have to do this for 2 days. Come on." But then Angela's way she wants to fight somebody. She wants to fight anybody.
Usman, he came on super strong though. He was pissed. That was the
Good.
angriest I've ever seen Usman.
Yeah.
He called her a
Yeah. But he said a lot
bitch.
of he said a lot of right things. Like Michael, you need to
Mhm.
free yourself. She'll put you in an early grave, and you need to free yourself, the person that you put yourself in.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
true.
true. What he said was true.
It is true. It is true. All right, shall we move on
Sure.
to Jovi and Yara? There wasn't much there.
There wasn't
Oh,
much except
mhm.
Jovi met with Andre the night before, and they're both stupid, and they're
I
both like
know, right? They were both stupid.
they're both dumb, and they start arguing. I don't know. Well, I think they both made some mistakes. Like I don't know. Like Jovi almost invited Andre to a strip club, and then
Yes.
Andre told Jovi like he's dumb for all these things, and like it's weird. It's like they were trying to just have a drink and like be allies, but they could not do it. Like, because I think I don't know. This was like one of the most volatile tell-alls. Like the people on it, they're so ready to fight that they cannot be friends with each other. Like they cannot be. There's no alliances.
Hmm.
Almost no alliances. And so, yeah, they just ended up fighting with each other for some dumb reason. Can't even really say why.
Okay, if you had to
Um,
pick between the two, who would you pick? As being the nice, the goodest. That's even a
uh,
word.
Probably Jovi because I feel
Hmm.
like he wasn't attacking Andre from the get. He only
Yeah,
started attacking Andre when Andre started attacking him, and so that's why it kind of just fell into chaos. So
right. So what was it? Yeah, okay, right, right. So Andre said, "Why would you take your wife to a strip club and do all of that and disrespect her?" And
yeah,
then he started talking about the family, Libby, and then he was like, "Well, did you ever think?" Joby was like, "Did you ever think that you were the problem?" He's like, "Me,
mhm.
the problem?" Okay, after that,
Yeah,
that
and then it
set
was
Andre
over.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was then.
Which
They
is
were
but
both stupid.
Andre. I mean, after all we've seen and done, so we've gone back and forth being on different sides, but I think ultimately it's true. Once Andre came into the show or the scene, it messed up the whole family.
You know what? I kind of think so too, right? It is true. It
It
is
just messed up the whole
true.
dynamic of everything they had going,
Yeah,
right?
because all of the kids were working for Chalk. Chalk.
Yeah, Jack.
They were all doing fine. And then he came and he started, you know, trying to get his.
Yeah, and then it now comes to a point where he hates the mom, he hates his sisters, he hates Charlie, he hates the whole
Hmm.
family, and he wants
Yeah.
nothing to do with them.
He only
So
likes Chalk, the money.
yeah,
Chalk.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I do think now that it's pretty much home today.
And that's pretty much there was nothing for them except Libby is pregnant with her second baby.
Yeah. And what do you think about Yara still being in Europe?
Uh, yeah, still being yeah. I mean, she hates New Orleans.
Yeah. They keep trying to like hint like they're gonna get a divorce or something, but come on. They're fine. They're gonna
Yeah.
stay together.
Plus, it shows that she's not a gold digger like she was being accused of, and also, um, Jovi didn't seem too broken up about it. They seemed like okay about it when they were talking about it. So I feel like it's not that much of an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I feel like you can't really complain about it as long as you still have that job where you're gone for
Right.
months, and she still has like the
Exactly.
little kid. It's like you want her just to be alone in a city that she hates versus being in a place where she has support, her friends and her mom to help her take care of the kid for months and months.
Mm-hmm.
You rather her to be a single mom, like that's like no,
Yeah.
right?
Especially if Jovi's mom doesn't want to help out a lot.
Exactly. Miss Gwen,
Miss
don't it's not
Gwen,
nobody's babysitter, she said.
that's
So
right. That's
don't get
right.
mad at Yara. So I mean, yeah, I feel like it is it's I feel like they're fine and they're not gonna get divorced. I
Yeah.
think they actually really love each other.
Yeah, they just needed some kind of storyline. So that was the
Yeah.
best they could come up with.
Hmm. Stay on the show.
Yes. Let's do Jenny and Sumit.
Oh, so sweet.
I
It was funny
know.
because this was right after like Angela had a meltdown and everybody was so nasty and mean.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they go to Jenny and Sumit and Sumit's like, without Jenny, my house is not a home. And Jenny just starts crying. It's like
Oh my
everybody's super
God.
evil and nasty, but then there's Sumit and Jenny being all sweet.
I know. Submit that sneaky two-timer.
Yeah, but I
That's
mean, it's funny because even when Sumit talks to other people, he does it in a uh what's the word?
genuine.
Diplomatic way. Like he
Oh, okay.
doesn't like when he has to say something, he has to participate, but he doesn't say anything like nasty. And like I feel like them two, they don't really have a problem with anybody else on the show.
Right. I feel like they're good people. Even Submit, he does a lot of bad things, but I feel like he does it from the good of his heart, not with
Mhm.
like evil intent. Yes. Okay. So you don't think he's doing it from the kindness of his heart? Like, even though he does all these terrible things, like lies to Jenny, and all of a
No, I
sudden
think
he's been with Jenny for 10 years, never said he wanted a kid. All of a sudden he says he wants a kid just to make his family happy. I would
yeah,
be
I think
pissed.
I think it's not from the goodness of his heart. I think he's like trying to have his cake and eat it too. You know what I mean?
There
I
you
feel like that's
go.
what he's trying to do. He's trying to get as much as he possibly can, have everything that he wants, but it's like almost impossible. But he's still trying to go for it, and he's willing to like put through Jenny through the ringer for it. But I do think he does actually also really love Jenny though.
Yeah.
So I don't
And
know.
the
It's hard. And at Jenny's age, like where else can she get a man like Sumit who wants to go out and have fun and still live life and stuff like that.
Yeah. And break belly buttons, she wants to
Hmm.
break people's belly buttons.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good way of putting it. But the way he says it and does things, it seems like he does it in such a nice way. But but it's still mean ultimately. In the previous episode, Jenny was like, had I known that you were ever considering having a kid, I never would have come to live here. This relationship would
Oh.
have been done. Do you
Mm.
believe her? Do you think that's true?
No, because she still came over there. She still stayed with him after she found out that he was
Catfish.
yeah, catfish. So I don't know. A kid is a lot though. A kid changes a lot. So maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if he says he wants a kid, then he's, yeah, it's going to be another woman or something. Something's going to be
Yeah.
really, really different, or he's going to leave you.
Yeah. So that just really changed the
She
dynamic
stayed,
of the thing.
and she stayed with him even after she found out he was married.
That's true.
That's crazy.
That is truth.
And yeah, she's in New York after so long, after 3 years, she had reverse culture shock.
Mm. She's like, oh, it's so noisy and there's so many people. I was like, isn't that where you came from too? Isn't like that
I
also
know.
in India?
That's true. And it was, I like how they started off the scene because they have her like buying Indian ingredients and like lentils or this or that. And then it turns
Mm.
out that she's in New York City.
Oh, yeah, that
So,
was cute.
hey, that's yeah. Um, I mean, that's it. That's it for them. They're in love.
Mhm.
The end. Supposedly, they're working through the paperwork for him to come to the United States, which I would love to see.
Me too. Agreed.
On
Was that
to Hmm?
who?
Yeah, that's it for them.
Let's go to, you want to do Shahid and Bilal?
Yeah, yeah. They didn't really have much either.
Yeah, we just went over like their issues with the pregnancy, you know? I couldn't stand Bilal when he was talking to Shahid on the bed. Because
Yeah.
he's still doing the same thing of like whatever she says, he'll like deny it. He's like, no, it's not that, it's this. He'll twist it so she doesn't feel heard. And
Mm-hmm.
then like he makes it into like what she wants is like something bad or like
Unreasonable.
unreasonable. And like he's the victim, like, oh, whatever I do, it's like not enough. I mean, I know he's taking her out, but it's like that's not that's not okay. You know what I mean? Just if somebody wants something like it's important to their life, you can't just like give them everything else instead and expect it to be okay, you know?
Right.
Having a kid is a huge thing. It's her dream and she has a time limit. So just covering it up with like taking her on trips, like you're not the victim. Like you still need to pay attention to what she wants, you know?
Right. That is super annoying. I hate that. He's like, I can't do, I've given you everything. I've tried everything to give you everything you need. I've done everything and it's still not enough. It's like,
Mhm.
wait, what? It's not like she's over here nagging you about all these different things. She's just saying she wants a kid.
Yeah, she doesn't want all that other stuff.
Yeah, like, okay, yes, New York City, great, helicopter ride, great, but yes,
Give
but
her what she actually wants.
yes. Um, yeah, he was really annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know how
But
she
that
could be with him.
I was gonna say, yeah, but I don't think there was really anything else for them.
The other thing was the job. Like she's still not working. Like I was like, did he not help her? Is he gonna help her start her business or not? Is she gonna
Well,
be
I'm
working?
pretty sure he left it purposefully vague, that contract, so he can get out of it. I'm pretty sure he did
But that's
something.
so messed up because she loves yoga and I bet you should be a great instructor. So why
Exactly. I
not
feel like,
help
yeah,
her?
she could actually be a really good success, especially with the 90-Day Fiance fame.
Yes. I'm so curious about that. Like, but it's like also on one end, it's like, does she really even need him to start it? Like, I think she could probably look at Yara. I guess she's starting businesses on her own. I don't know how much
Mhm.
Jovi's helping her, but like, wait, what does she, how much does she really need him to start? Like, she could do like start with online teaching, online
Mhm.
classes. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just so interesting about that. Like, why don't
Mhm.
they start that?
Yeah.
Is it her or is it him?
It's probably him.
Yeah, yeah. But it'll just a little tiny little bit of her. A little bit of her.
Yeah. Um, and then the dreaded couple that everyone hates, including us, Big Ed and Liz.
Oh my
They spent a lot of
gosh.
time on them
They
this episode,
did.
and it was just about their toxic relationship. I can't. It's like you can't even really say it anymore because they're both bad, but Big Ed is definitely much worse. I feel like he's so insecure, and they ended on, you know, did Rose did Big Ed message you? And the answer was yes. Big Ed is terrible. He's a terrible person. He's a
Isn't he
cheater. He's a
so
liar.
bad?
He's so insecure. He doesn't want Liz to be able to provide for her own self and her own child. He doesn't want her to have like her own job. But then he kicked her out like with short notice. It's like, come on, Liz, get somebody else, man. Go on the single
He
life.
Yes, he's just the worst person. Like you think at first that he's not that bad because he's
Mhm.
somewhat like jokes easily. Seems like a somewhat like charming a little bit, but he is a really bad person.
He's terrible.
He treats people really bad, especially women. Um, and I'm like, damn, a mom really could love anything or could love anything about their son because that
Um,
his mom loves him so much in the
it's
previous
true.
episode. I was like, oh my God, moms could love anything. Look, your son is terrible.
Yeah, it's
I'm
true.
not saying that Liz is an angel, but I definitely think that he's the one that contributes a lot to their toxic
Mhm.
relationship. And I was surprised that Andre had it right on. Everything he was saying about them was right on, where he said that he is really insecure and that she's basically just feeding off of his insecurity. Because then he would say, no, I'm not the one insecure. No, I'm not. She is. She's the one who's insecure. And
Mhm.
Andre's like, no, she's just feeding off of your insecurities. You know, like you started it and she's just kind of like reacting to it. You know, it's like probably
Mhm.
not how she might be in other relationships. Although he did say that she's always in bad relationships. And I do think that's something she needs to work on. I don't necessarily think it's her. I think she's just picking wrong. Like she picks the wrong guys, and that is
Mhm.
her picking the wrong
Yeah,
type of thing that's not good for her.
I agree.
But if she could solve that issue, I feel like she could be in a healthy relationship.
Mhm. Yeah. He is so insecure and he's so shady. The fact that he was on the Asian dating site an hour after she left, and then she was calling him out on it, and was like, "Well, if you and your mom have nothing better to do than to spy on me," it's like totally not willing to admit any fault at all. It's just, I don't know. I hope I never see them again. I never want to see them again. I
I
want
know.
Liz to find somebody to make her happy, and I never want to see Ed again.
Yeah. The way he treats her and manipulates her, even now, like supposedly they're in the best place they've ever been, but the way they were
Mm,
talking to each other on that couch did not seem like they truly resolved anything. I don't know. It didn't feel fake at all. You know, some storylines feel fake and generic, like
mm.
Jovi and Yara. I'm like, come on, this like that feels fake. But but this one did not feel fake. When they were going back and forth on the couch, I was like, oh man, that's like a true relationship argument right there.
Mm, yeah, that's true.
He kicked her out. It's like, why are you dealing with him? Like, why are you still? And he even says it. I feel like, I don't know. It's so interesting. Do you think he just does all this shit and like she just keeps coming back and coming back and like she's like a masochist. Like, she's just
She
like,
is.
yeah, because it is like at one point he does do all these terrible things to her. Like he's not a good guy. Like he kicks her out. He you know, is jealous. He treats her bad. He accuses her, makes her feel bad. And she does just keep coming back to him. And he even
Hmm.
asks her, like, why do you keep coming back?
I don't know. She's just like, what's that called? Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah,
She's
she has
fallen in love with her captor.
Stockholm. Yeah.
Yeah, she just, I don't know. It's probably part of why she chooses badly. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? There's something there.
Mm-hmm.
Something like there's some reason why she does that.
Which is so terrible that she found Ed because Ed is like somebody who is masterful in manipulating people like that and like just making their lives even more terrible. If it was
Hmm.
any other person who was like maybe dumber, somebody who was like yeah, more dumb or like a younger guy who wasn't as experienced, I don't think she would be going through so much pain and back and forth and coming back. But because he knows just how to push those buttons and manipulate her,
Hmm.
and she already has probably some traumatic history, and he just knows how to pull all those strings
I
to keep
definitely
her
think
right
that,
there.
yeah, that he's really good at manipulating. I think using your insecurities is a way to manipulate. Like especially when you say, "I'm insecure because you're behaving this way," like what he said
Mm-hmm.
to her, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
insecure because I'm with a woman like you. Like that's major manipulation
Yeah.
right there.
Right. Poor Poor Liz. And you could tell that she's just somebody who's just seeking love, like and
Hmm.
approval and acceptance. It just feels like she's just really wanting that in a man or in a person. And she's just looking for it in the wrong place. It's not
Yeah.
there with Ed. It's
Yeah.
not there. Well, and then like it's always super annoying too. And she's like, "This is the last time. This is the last chance I'm gonna give him. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna give him another chance." Okay, sure.
I hope it's true,
I
but I doubt it.
know. I know. It's like that friend, your best friend, who keeps going back to that terrible guy, and you just have to, keep your
Hmm.
mouth shut. And one day it might be true that she'll actually leave that person.
Yeah. I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Sound
Yeah,
good.
we did it.
We did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like this whole beginning scene of them talking to each other and arriving all together in New York City and trying to meet up? Did you like this new?
Oh, well, I think they overdid it
Yeah.
because they're trying to such a tell-all to 4 parts. Like, come on. They really, I feel like they overdid it. Um, I mean, I like some introduction, but and some like going over the past, but I feel like it was too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. But with that said, I want to say thank you to everybody. Give us a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. If you have a
Thank
review, please do so. Whatever
you.
podcast app you use, it really helps us keep creating the podcast.
And we know there's that
And
one 5-star review out there that we will read eventually.
yes, thank you, thank you.
When all of us are here.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, B. Anything else?
That's all. Happy New Year, everyone.
All right. Bye.
Bye.